What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Hey, welcome back to Prairie's Politics Today. I hope everybody's having a pretty good day, and we're going to get into these videos in a few minutes, but I just wanted to make one thing clear about this channel. I started this channel to talk politics. I'm a Democrat, and I want to talk to other people like me. So if you're a Republican and watching this, just understand I'm not going to probably say the things you like to hear. So I don't need comments saying that, oh, I'm ashamed of you. Don't be ashamed. Just leave. Just leave. Don't be a fool to expect something different from a Democratic channel. I wouldn't go to a Klan rally and expect them to embrace me with love and peace. So don't be that fool. If this channel is not for you, so be it. I'm sure it's a whole bunch of MAGA channels out there for you. Throw on your red cap and get to stepping. But anyway, what's up, Sherelle? What's up, Pops?
Not much.
Hi.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know.
Get to stepping.
Yeah. I just had to clear my throat a little bit. I mean, because I ain't got time for all that. Like, obviously, if you won, be happy. Isn't America going to be great again? You should be celebrating instead of over here crying. I'm ashamed of you. No, don't be. Just get to stepping. That's all I got to say.
First of all, America, you know, two ideology and three might have two or three, but you don't learn nothing if you just go to what you agree with. You got to see what the other fellow doing and know if what you doing is right. You know, so to be that closed-minded in a country that's wide open, you know, something wrong with your mind, you know.
Thanks, Pops. I'm glad you summed it up. Because cuckoo.
Wow. Pops had your back, Perry.
Yeah, that's right. Damn right. But look, people, let's give a LA fire update, right? Now, I mean, for what I got so far, it's like 25 people gone. And of course, it's probably going to be more as they go through the debris and all the stuff. But they're saying that the Hearst fire, because they got like 3 big separate fires. Hearst fire is like 97% contained. They didn't mention the Eaton fire, so I'm not sure. But they said the Palisade fires is 19% contained. So that's where we sort of add on that. And yeah, that's pretty much where we at. So prayers still going out to all the people that's affected by those fires in LA. Don't stop the prayers because people need them. You know, and should we about ready to embrace this new president? And he's saying that he'll meet with Governor Newsom, but it might be conditions on whether they help him or not with the fire.
Of the fires?
Right, yeah.
What?
He's saying that he might help him, it might not, but if he do, it will be some conditions on it. Now, I don't know what kind of conditions you talking
about. That's sad. He's making the national disaster political. It's sad.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's just some bullshit, right? With that whole thing. But for people, he's starting to try to fill his cabinet. Yesterday, they had a hearing for Pete Hegseth for Department of Defense. Now, I got a video, like top 10 things that was done on there. It's shorter clip, so you didn't have to sit through there and watch this whole damn thing, right? But Trump surrounded himself with these dumbasses for a reason, because he can control them. And they just so happen to have a job. They'll do whatever he says, right? And I think at the end of the day, he won't Pete there because he know Pete when he say jump, Pete gonna say high. So if he wanted to use the military against his own citizens, that's what Pete dumbass would do, in my opinion. That's the kind of idiot he is. I mean, because typically when you hire somebody for a job, you want them to have experience. What happened to the days of the 4 or 5-star generals that ran it? Trump go out and get a Diddy wannabe, a backyard pimp, a drunk, a woman abuser to hire for the job. And let's get into these top things, unless Sherelle or Johnny got something, or Pops got something to say about this before I get into this clip. Y'all good?
Can you stop in between the different people?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was going to say too. If y'all have anything to say, just say stop and I'll stop.
Okay.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay, well, here we go with the top 10 things that happened yesterday during this hearing.
Concerns about your record and particularly your public statements, because they are so hurtful to the men and women who are currently serving in the U.S. military. You will have to change how you see women to do this job well, and I don't know if you are capable of that.
As recently as November the 7th of 2024 on the Sean Ryan Show, you said, and I quote, "I'm straight up saying that we should not have women in combat roles. It hasn't made us more effective." What I'm confused about, Mr. Hegseth, is which is it? Why should women in our military, if you were the Secretary of Defense, believe that they would have a fair shot and an equal opportunity to rise through the ranks? If on the one hand, you say that women are not competent, they make our military less effective, and on the other hand, you say, oh no, now that I've been nominated to be the Secretary of Defense, I've changed my view on women in the military.
Let me make this.
Now I'm going to stop it right there, because so far, they just basically getting into Pete history on how he see women, how he treat women, how he beat women. And that's been alleged are women.
Did you say how he beat women?
Yeah, I mean, his mother came out and said he was very abusive.
His mother?
Right. And then we know he had that R case in I think Monterey, California. I think it's Monterey. I'm not exactly sure about the city. But so he's done these kind of things in his past. He's just a natural drunk.
Damn.
A natural drunk. And with these women saying, hey, how you see women, he would never see women differently, in my opinion. Because to see them different, you would treat them different. But what he do, he see you for a while, then he dump them. That's why he on his third marriage right now.
Damn.
And let's keep it real. I think he's only there because she was a high executive at Fox and he needed a job. And he knew she was desperate.
Perry.
No, I'm just
Perry, stop. Okay, you're just getting ridiculous.
I'm not going to criticize nobody's wife. I just said she was just sort of desperate. But let's get back to the
suggestion about what happened in that 32 days. You got a nomination from President Trump. Now, I've heard of deathbed conversions, but this is the first time I've heard of a nomination conversion. And I hope you understand that many women serving in the military right now might think that if you can convert so rapidly your long-held and aggressively pursued views in just 32 days, that 32 days after you get confirmed, maybe you'll just reverse those views and go back to the old guy who said straight up, women do not belong in combat.
This hearing now seems to be a hearing about whether or not women are qualified to serve in combat and not about whether or not you are qualified to be Secretary of Defense. And let me just say that the American people need a SecDef who's ready to lead on day one. You are not that person. Our adversaries watch closely during times of transition, and any sense that the Department of Defense that keeps us safe is being steered by someone who's wholly unprepared for the job puts America at risk, and I am not willing to do that.
One of your colleagues said that you got drunk at an event at a bar and chanted, "Kill all Muslims." Another colleague, not anonymous, we have this.
Stop. That's Tim Kaine, one of my favorite Dems.
Yep.
Kill all Muslims? He
Yes.
really said that?
Yep. And see, like, He'll put the suit on, put the little red tie on and shit, grease his hair back, freshly off, harassing his women, wives or whatnot, and then go out in public and act like he's this straight guy. He's cool.
I don't understand. This is one of the most serious positions you can hold in this cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a bigger plan here. This is just my thoughts. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, because it's clearly clear this man is not qualified to be the DOD. I mean, my goodness, maybe, of course, Donald Trump wants a yes person in that position that won't question his decisions. And I think he wants to use the military for things like deportation, protests, because this man is dangerous. Who would the things he's being accused of, the things that he said, and I haven't watched all of this, but this first 5 is unbelievable. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, because he's most definitely a DEI hire, because he damn sure ain't qualified. Now, it's amazing how DEI come in handy when it works for your ass. He's not qualified.
He's not qualified.
Let's go back to it.
Said that you took coworkers to a strip club. You were drunk. You tried to dance with strippers. You had to be held off the stage. And one of your employees in that event filed a sexual harassment charge as a result of it. Now, I know you denied these things, but isn't that the kind of behavior that, if true, would be disqualifying for somebody to be Secretary of Defense?
Senator, anonymous false charges.
They're not anonymous. And I'll just conclude and say this to the chairman. You claim that this was all anonymous. We have seen records with names attached to all of these, including the name of your own mother. So don't make this into some anonymous press thing. We have seen multiple names of colleagues consistently throughout your career that have talked about your abusive actions.
Chairman, I think he's over his time. He's way over his time.
I now yield.
Do you think that the way to raise the minimum standards of the people who serve us is to lower the standards for the Secretary of Defense? That we have someone who has never managed an organization more than 100 people is going to come in and manage this incredibly important organization and do it with a professionalism and has no experience that they can tell us that they have actually done that? I have real problems with that. This is not about other issues that are brought up. They're all very important. I'm just about trying to get things done, managing efficiently, and having the best people who have demonstrated that in a large organization. And I'm sorry, but I don't see that in your background.
I have read multiple reports of your regularly being drunk at work, including by people who worked with you at Fox News. Do you know that being drunk at work is prohibited for service members under the UCMJ?
Senator, those
Yes
are
or no?
multiple false anonymous reports peddled by NBC
Do you
News
know
that
that
run directly
drinking on the job
contradictory to
is
the dozens of men and women at
not
Fox News
contemplated?
Channel who I work with,
I'm
who
not
came
hearing
on
the
the
answer to my
record
question.
and said,
You previously have made a series of inflammatory statements about women in combat, LGBTQ service members, Muslim Americans, and Democrats. Since your nominations, however, you have walked those back on TV in interviews and most recently in your opening statements. You are no longer on Fox and Friends, Mr. Hegseth. If confirmed, your words, actions, and decisions will have real impacts on national security and our service members' lives.
On Memorial Day 2014, at a CVA event in Virginia, you needed to be carried out of the event for being intoxicated.
Senator, anonymous
True.
smears.
Summer of 2014 in Cleveland, drunk in public with the CVA team.
Anonymous smears.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it there because he's gonna say this for a few times. Anonymous spears, anonymous this, right? Instead of saying yeah, yes, or no. And what I've come to find out, and I hope it's true, somebody said in one of these articles that he's saying that because if he said no, yes, no, I didn't do it, and they find out he did, it can be an impeachable offense. So he's using these words so that they can never come back and impeach him for it.
I'm just asking for true or false questions, true or false answers. An event in North Carolina, drunk in front of 3 young female staff members after you had instituted a no alcohol policy and then reversed it. True or false?
Anonymous smears.
December of 2014 at the CVA Christmas party at the Grand Hyatt at Washington, D.C., you were noticeably intoxicated and had to be carried up to your room. Is that true or false?
Anonymous smears.
Another time, a CVA staffer stated that you passed out in the back of a party bus. Is that true or false?
Anonymous smears.
In 2014, while in Louisiana on official business for CVA, did you take your staff, including young female staff members, to a strip club?
Absolutely not. Anonymous smears.
We're hiring you to be the CEO of one of the most complex, largest organizations in the world. We're the board of directors here. I don't know of any corporate board of directors that would hire a CEO for a major company if they came and said, you know, I supervised 100 people before. Again, I'm going to go back to CEO of the most complex organization in the world. I don't think there's a board of directors in America that would hire you as a CEO with the kind of experience you have on your resume.
Okay.
Damn.
Now, that was lightly. That was light. Now,
That was light?
Well, I mean, no, they got into him, but they didn't hit the meat of Pete.
There's more?
Freaky Pete. Like, Tim Kaine had that clip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about ready to show his full conversation when he was going at Pete, because he get down to the root, how he treated his wife, how big of a liar he really is. And this clip, y'all can stop me. Y'all stop me if y'all want to talk about it. But this is Tim Kaine. He get his little 7 minutes worth of talking to him, and they want Tim Kaine to shut up.
Thank you, Mr. Hegseth. I'm looking forward to this opportunity to talk. I want to return to the incident that you referenced a minute ago that occurred in Monterey, California in October 2017. At that time, you were still married to your second wife, correct?
I believe so.
And you had just fathered a child by a woman who would later become your third wife, correct?
Senator, I was falsely charged, fully investigated, and completely cleared.
So you think you were completely cleared because you committed no crime. That's your definition of cleared? You had just fathered a child 2 months before by a woman that was not your wife. I am shocked that you would stay.
Wait, what did he just say?
You had just fathered a child 2 months ago with a woman that wasn't your wife.
2 months ago, like in the present?
No, okay, no, back. It's right when he's switching over wives, right? Because he'll get a wife, cheat on them, move on, dump them, and then go like that. Busy.
It was 2017, Trey.
2017? That's still
Yeah,
kind of, Wow, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't know. Go ahead.
Stand here and say you're completely cleared. Can you so casually cheat on a second wife and cheat on the mother of a child that had been born 2 months before, and you tell us you are completely cleared? How is that a complete clear?
Senator, her child's name is Gwendolyn Hope Hegseth, and she's a child of God, and she's 7 years old.
And she was, and you cheated on the.
And he left out, she's a child of a cheater.
Mother of that child less than 2 months after that daughter was born, didn't you?
Those were false charges.
Well,
It was fully investigated, and I was completely cleared. And I'm so grateful for the marriage I have to this amazing woman behind me.
You've admitted that you had sex at that hotel on October 2017. You said it was consensual, isn't that correct?
Anything,
You've admitted that it was consensual, and you were still married, and you just had a child by another woman.
again.
How do you explain?
So you get it?
Yeah.
He's married, had a baby with another chick, but then he's in there arguing some other chick.
This is a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
This is a disaster.
Now you see why Trump want him around? Even Trump got to look at him sometime when he have a couple of drinks and say, damn, disgusting.
Your
completely false charges against me. You fully investigated, and I was completely clear.
You have admitted that you had sex while you were married to wife 2 after you just had fathered a child by wife 3. You've admitted that. Now, if it had been a sexual assault, that would be disqualifying to be Secretary of Defense, wouldn't it?
It was a false claim then and a false claim now.
If it had been a sexual assault, that would be disqualifying to be Secretary of Defense, wouldn't it?
That was a false claim.
So
Just
you
talking
can't,
about a hypothetical.
so you can't tell me whether someone who has committed a sexual assault is disqualified from being Secretary of Defense?
Senator, I know in my instance, and I'm talking about my instance only, it was a false claim.
But you acknowledge
And
you
it was
cheat, but you
fully
acknowledge
investigated.
that you cheated on your wife and that you cheated on the woman by whom you had just fathered a child. You have admitted that.
I will allow your words to speak for themselves.
You're not retracting that today. That's good. I assume that in each of your weddings, you've pledged to be faithful to your wife. You've taken an oath to do that, haven't you?
Senator, as I've acknowledged to everyone in this committee, I'm not a perfect person, not claiming to
But
be.
no, I just asked a simple question. You've taken an oath, like you would take an oath to be Secretary of Defense in all of your weddings to be faithful to your wife. Is that correct?
I have failed in things in my life, and thankfully I'm redeemed by my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
In finalizing divorces from your first and second wives, were there non-disclosure agreements in connection with those divorces?
Senator, not that I'm aware of.
If there were, would you agree to release those first and second wives from any confidentiality agreement?
Senator, it's not something I'm aware of.
But if there were, you would agree to release them from a confidentiality agreement?
Senator, that's not my responsibility.
Did you ever engage in any acts of physical violence against any of your wives?
Senator, absolutely not.
But you would agree with me that if someone had committed physical violence against a spouse, that would be disqualifying to serve as Secretary of Defense, correct?
Senator, absolutely not have I ever done that.
You would agree that that would be a disqualifying offense, would you not?
Senator, you're talking about a hypothetical.
I don't think it's a hypothetical. Violence against spouses occurs every day. And if you as a leader are not capable of saying that physical violence against a spouse should be a disqualifying fact for being secretary of the most powerful nation in the world, you're demonstrating an astonishing lack of judgment. The incident in Monterey led to a criminal charge, a criminal investigation, a private settlement, and a cash payment to the woman who filed the complaint. And there was also a non-disclosure agreement, correct?
It was a confidential settlement agreement off of a nuisance lawsuit.
Right. During an interview, you claimed that you settled the matter because you were worried that if it became public, it might hurt your career. Do you maintain that you were blackmailed?
Senator, I maintain that false claims were made against me. And ultimately,
Your attorney
those
used
false
the
claims,
phrase,
I have the opportunity to attest my innocence in those false claims.
But you didn't reveal any of this to President Trump or the transition team as they were considering you to be nominated for Secretary of Defense. You didn't reveal the action. You didn't reveal the criminal complaint. You didn't reveal the criminal investigation. You didn't reveal the settlement. You didn't reveal the cash payment. Why didn't you inform the commander-in-chief and the transition team of this very relevant event?
Senator, I've appreciated every part of the process with the transition team. They have been open and honest with me. We've had great conversations between the two of us, and I appreciate the opportunity that President-elect Trump has given me.
You chose not to reveal this, right? Because you knew it would hurt your chances. So you chose not to reveal this really important thing to the commander-in-chief and the transition team because you were worried about your chances rather than trying to be candid with the future president of the United States.
Pause. So he didn't mention this to the Trump team that's doing the background checks, right?
Right.
Why would Trump still want to proceed with him
Because
if he was lied to?
Trump see himself so much into, like, when he look at Freaky Pete, he see himself. He's a liar too. Both of them are liars.
And he just doesn't give a damn. He just wants to be.
No, right. He don't give a damn. As long as when he tell Pete to jump and Pete say hi hi, that's all he's looking for.
Yeah, I'm really thinking he wants somebody that will not tell him you don't need the military for deportation. He wants to be able to use the military. This is what I'm thinking. I don't know. What do you think, Pop? Does Donald Trump want to be able to use the military as his personal police?
Yes.
Donald Trump will use the
Damn.
military. It's no effie. He will. And he, but he don't need him to do it because he's gonna do it anyway. You know, he gonna overrule anything. He can't run again. So anybody that don't agree with him, even if he picked them, you know, when he just get rid of them, or either they won't have no authority. He just take their authority away from them. But he don't want nobody that could upstage him. He gonna do what he want to do, unless one of them rich guys is against it. But the regular politicians, Trump gonna do what he want to do, regardless. You know, he pick him because he know this guy will do whatever he say. But if he didn't do what he says, he just get rid of him. You know, he can fire whoever he wants to. He's the president. And now he's above the law because they said he can't prosecute the president. So now he can do whatever he want to do, you know. But he's picking people that don't know anything about minorities.
Right.
Live up on the hill.
Mm-hmm.
So minorities, the ones that voted for him, thinking that they're going to get a good deal from Trump, they're not. Trump is not going to give them no good deal. You know, he's going to do them just like he did all his wives.
Damn. Okay.
You don't need them no more. You know.
This is scary. I said it's scary.
No, I agree, Pops. Cause look, he got full control. The only ones he might take a step back with is the billionaires, because he need their cash and their support.
Right.
Well, see, they just like him, you know. So he can get along with them, and but if you don't do what they say, they just withdraw the money, you know. Because I think he's almost broke.
Well, they're saying that he's selling T-shirts and hats and
he's almost broke because all them trials, he had to pay all them lawyers.
Oh yeah,
you know, and stuff. He don't have that much money, but he got partners that got money, and he's gonna try to make his money back in these 4 years that he's president.
Yeah,
I tell you what, he has no problem kicking people off his cabinet. If you go back, even he had his people that marched with him going through his campaign for his first term. He got rid of their asses. And right now, he don't turn his back on Giuliani. Right?
Oh, he turned his back on Rudy Giuliani?
Yeah.
He did.
And his go ahead.
Let me ask you, Perry, is there any chance that he's planning to extend his 4 years in office by overtaking the government, his original plan with January 6th?
That's possible. See, I think we might get saved by the bell, only because, you know, you have to be around to do that. If you know what I mean.
I mean, I hear a lot of people saying what you're saying. They feel that he's going to not make his full term. They think he's going to die in office. People are saying that. I don't know why they're saying that.
Because he's old.
Because he's old and he's going to naturally slow down, you think?
I think so. And then stress. I mean, being a president is a stressful job, even when you don't work like he don't. He just golfing at Mar-a-Lago. Shit like that. Only thing he doing, the only thing he really work at is tweeting. That's about it. And he'll have all his people around him do all the presidential duties. And then they'll just call his fat ass in to sign a paper or shit like that.
So they used to have the presidents back in the day. They would do certain stuff, because there's always been a lot of crooks in politicians, especially when they brought all the money into. When a regular person can't run anymore. A regular person can't run for president because you don't have the money to run for president.
Right.
So when the rich people start taking over, that don't know nothing about the minorities, don't care about the minority, then things just start dropping. You know, they don't really care because you can't care about somebody you don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like we don't know a lot of rich people. Well, you can't care about, rich people get their money because we don't really know them. We know about the middle class or the poor, you know. So what Trump is doing is he planning on any way he can after this is over with to stay in power. Now, I don't know if that means start a war, that means try to throw out the Constitution, but he wants to stay in power. He wants to be a dictator. He don't plan on another election. But I don't think it'll work because I don't think the American people will stand for it, you know. But because of hard time and people are hungry and broke and stuff, they're looking for somebody to save them. They just picked the wrong person, you know. things are so messed up. I don't think Pamela could have did too much. You know,
Kamala?
things, yeah, things is all messed up. But Trump ain't even gonna try. All Trump will do is try to make his money back that he done lost fooling with them lawyers and stuff, you know, and buddy up to the rich people.
No, I agree. Sherelle, you good?
I'm good. Wow.
Are there any other important facts that you chose not to reveal to the president-elect and his team as they were considering you to be Secretary of Defense?
Senator, I sit here before you an open book, as everyone who's watched this process.
With multiple non-disclosure and confidentiality agreements tying the hands of many people who would like to comment to us. Much has been made of your workplace behavior as a leader of nonprofit veterans organizations and as a Fox News contributor. Were you fired from either of the leadership positions with the nonprofits?
I was the leader. I was the CEO of Concerned Veterans for America and the executive director of Vets for Freedom.
Were you fired from either
and I was
of them?
never fired from a veterans organization.
Do you have non-disclosure agreements with either of those organizations?
Not that I'm aware of, Senator.
Many of your work colleagues have said that you show up for work under the influence of alcohol or drunk. I know you've denied that, but you would agree with me, right, that if that was the case, that would be disqualifying for somebody to be Secretary of Defense.
Senator, those are all anonymous false claims, and the totality
they're not anonymous.
The letters on the record here.
They're not anonymous.
On the record, people
We've seen records with names attached
for Freedom,
to them.
Concerned Vets for America, and Fox News
One of your colleagues
working
said,
hard every day on behalf of
one of
my
your
mission.
colleagues said that you got drunk at an event at a bar and chanted, "Kill all Muslims." Another colleague, not anonymous, we have this, said that you took coworkers to a strip club. You were drunk, you tried to dance with strippers, you had to be held off the stage, and one of your employees in that event filed a sexual harassment charge as a result of it. Now, I know you denied these things, but isn't that the kind of behavior that, if true, would be disqualifying for somebody to be Secretary of Defense?
Senator, anonymous false charges.
They're not anonymous. And I'll just conclude and say this to the chairman. You claim that this was all anonymous. We have seen records with names attached to all of these, including the name of your own mother. So don't make this into some anonymous press thing. We have seen multiple names of colleagues consistently throughout your career that have talked about your abusive actions,
Chairman,
attitudes,
I think he's
words,
over
and
his time.
statements
He's
to
way
women.
over his time.
I now yield.
And thank you very much.
So there we have it. That's pretty much what went down yesterday. Now, if you go to Fox News, all these places, they act like he did the best job ever. And they're willing to vote for him. He's going to get the job because these Republicans are just sellouts. They don't give a damn. Anything Trump says, they're going to do. Out of the fear, next election, if they don't, Elon going to use his money to campaign against them. So basically, it's almost like they've been held hostage. Half of them was cowards anyway and racist. But that's what's going on. And they pretty much going to advance him and give him the job.
That's scary, Perry.
Yeah.
This man is not qualified, and it appears that he has a current drinking problem.
Yeah. Drinking problem, freaky problem, abusive problem.
I could see if maybe it was 10, 20 years ago. Well, we're talking like now.
And I'm going to say this.
He's drinking, and the rest of them drinking too. It ain't just him. That's
think
why
so?
they don't think. That's why they think it ain't nothing. You know, because they all drinking. The ones that drink, you know, at them luncheons and probably before they go to work, when they come home from work, they drink. That's all they do. But the people are being, you know, we got a two-party system, Democrat and Republican, because the other ones don't really count. So you got two parties here. You got both parties, including the Democrats, that are sold out for the people. They got everybody just power hungry now. They're not trying to protect America or keep America. They for power for themselves, you know. And so the country is going down, and all they do is trick the people. You put enough stuff on TV long enough, they start believing it, like everything on there is true.
How do you start believing that it's okay to have a drunk as DOD?
Because they ain't seen him drink.
Okay.
They ain't up there with him, so they just going by. So if I make you think all the news come from Fox News is true, everything else is phony, so that's the way it goes, So they put it up there, so all of them drink, though. I don't think it's just him, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, no. They drinking and more.
Yeah.
And I stop there and more.
Yeah, prostitutes and everything else.
Yeah.
But the regular people,
I said, yeah, he himself has a problem with prostitutes, right?
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
This is crazy. You don't tell your children, if you lie and cheat and do whatever you can, be as dirty as you can be, maybe one day you get to be president. It's like they threw morals out the window.
Right.
Yeah, it's not about that no more. It's about power and money. And it started changing back in the day when you couldn't run for office no more unless you had a whole bunch of money.
Right.
And a person with a whole bunch of money might sympathize with poor people, but they don't know how it is to live every day.
Right.
That you can't get groceries, or where you gonna put gas in your car, and you're working every day. I think that was Nixon or Reagan that was making a speech one time when I was younger, and he kept saying the working poor. I said, the working poor, what do you mean by that? He means a group of people that can work every day and still gonna be poor. Yeah. And they just made the working poor bigger, the pool bigger.
Right.
Because they work every day and still be poor. That's awful, but people have been tricked and fooled. I don't say the Democrats no better than Republicans, but they trick us, with the television, saying if I've been for 4 years, I didn't have this, all they're going to say is when I get in, I give it to you.
And that's the purpose for the lies. You know how Donald Trump just lies? Like
it was Trump. It was
no. Well, I'm giving you an example of how they trick us. That's the purpose for the lies, is to trick the audience into believing these crazy things.
Yeah.
Right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
And then social media just make it that much easier because you reach a mass of people. And you just keep giving them all the false information that you want to. If you've seen it a lot, you have started to believe it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Over and over enough.
Right.
People believe it. It becomes in their minds true.
But you go back. You've been through a number of presidents. Is this the worst administration you've ever seen? I mean, the lying, the cheating, the stealing.
Mm-hmm.
All about money. I think worse.
What it is here, they not the other presidents. Some of them, all of them was kind of crooked anyway. For when it came to the poor people, so we was always let down. Say one thing when you run for office and do another thing when you get elected. So it's always been like that. And the only reason they make Kennedy such a good guy now is only because it's over with. He wasn't such a great guy back in the 60s.
I didn't ask you, was this the worst?
No, I'm saying all of them is the worst to me. This one here is just more gangster.
How can they all be the worst? We have never had a president that is a convicted felon. Never. So how are all of them the worst? Nobody's perfect, but this right here is the straight mob. They're criminals, they're crooks, they're rapists. They're thieves. They're liars.
It was never.
I've never seen an administration that not one of them have a decent background.
Well, he's straight gangster. See, Trump was a gangster. We never had a gangster president before. We always had crooks and stuff, but not gangsters.
This is like the mob running the country, and they gonna run it like the mob. They gonna go to other countries and try to make personal business deals with them. They don't care about none of the people, not just the minorities. None of us.
Right. No.
None of us.
No, I agree with that.
This is scary. That I wish I wasn't living through these times. This is the worst president ever. Ever. No wonder Michelle Obama said, I'm done with them. I'm not going to shit that they give.
Right. I don't blame her. I don't
She's
blame
not
her.
going to the inauguration.
Mm-mm. No, she ain't going. And, you know, why? Why even fake it? You know, Barack got to go. Well, I mean, he don't have to go, but he's a former president. She's like, the hell with it. You know,
Who
why
in
go?
their right mind puts this group of criminals together and they call it an administration? It's insane. The common person, the common folk, we're getting ready to suffer.
Yeah.
There's absolutely, Donald Trump has not till this day said that he feels bad for the wildfire victims. Till this day, never once said, sorry for your loss.
Oh, he don't give a damn.
Damn, going down there after numerous invites, he don't give a damn.
Mm-mm. But I'm going to say this, I mean, before we get into this Michelle Obama thing.
Okay.
There's one thing, not every president been perfect. And look, we all know, let's keep it real, Republicans, Democrats, politicians, a lot of them, it's easy to become a crook or biased. But the scary thing about Trump, he would sell out the damn country just for fame, just to be liked by Putin, by Kim Jong. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to be liked, he would sell out. Most presidents, at least at a certain point, they might take some money, this and that, but they'll protect the country.
Right.
Trump don't give a damn. He would sell out. He would sell out.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what, look, he's setting things up. And we can't put it out. Yeah, Trump is the mastermind. He got all the other Republicans scared. But the hell with those cowards, too. They got families. They'll let Trump disrespect their wife. He don't call some of them fat ass hogs. Don't talk shit about Ted Cruz. That little guy in Miami. What was his name? Fucking I think somebody said he was Cuban, but never mind. I can't think of his name right now. But either way, Trump is doing it, but them other cowards are allowing him to do it. I mean, damn, we can all think different kind of ways and have different policies we might like, but damn, shouldn't we all love the country? But Trump is a scary piece because he would sell that shit out. And now to move on to Michelle Obama. People were saying this when she didn't go to that funeral, that she had other obligations. Could be. I think she's to the point she don't even want to be around.
That's what you heard. That was the official word, is that she didn't go to the funeral because she had other things to do. But I heard she didn't go because she can't stand both Trump and Melania, but she really has a bone to pick with Melania for stealing her speech. Do you remember a couple years ago, she stole she's a damn crook too. She stole Michelle Obama's speech, word for word. These people are out of control. Like, they're all crooks. And Michelle wants no more to do with them. And I don't blame her. Every president, you might not have liked them. But when they go out of office, you think, okay, I still respect them for being the president. Like George Bush. I thought he was the worst thing ever until Donald Trump came to town. Okay. They don't like him. No former president likes you. That says a lot. Sorry, Perry, go ahead.
If you think about it, most other presidents didn't like Russia. Trump is about the only one. But
crazy.
He's about the only one. But now, what was tripping me out about Michelle, I don't blame her. Like now, people said, oh, yeah, she had other arrangements and things to do. I think she just didn't want to be around Trump and his wife.
Yeah.
And now, when she's saying, I ain't going to that inauguration, it really make me think that. But
I don't blame her. Like, I wouldn't give Trump an ounce of respect. He's the biggest crook there ever was. And if you don't have to be around him, why go?
But I watched
they should band together and none of the wives should go. And the men should only stay 15 minutes. That's what they should do.
Look, But I watched this clip of Toure, and he was saying, "Could you imagine being in Barack's house when Michelle tell him she ain't going?" Let me play this little clip. I thought it was sort of funny.
Could have been there when Michelle Obama said, "Nah, B, I ain't going to Trump's inauguration. Fuck that." I just would like to be there for the drama to see what happens after she says that. I imagine this conversation happens in the kitchen because most important conversations in a marriage happen in the kitchen. She says, "I'm not going. I don't care. I don't give a fuck." Honey, can you maybe reconsider? Because it would cause a big stir if you just didn't show. You stunted on them in 2016. It looked so good. I still ain't going. Maybe he knows his wife so well he knows once she's made up her mind, there's nothing you can say. Maybe, on the low, her refusal to show up actually speaks for both of them. So when she said, "I'm not coming," he said, "Good, because I don't want to go either." It would be too much for the former president to not go, but Michelle's absence speaks volumes. Michelle's absence is all of us because somebody is trying to tell us that it's going to be all good, and Michelle's absence is like, no, it is not.
And you know what? Michelle's right. This shit ain't gonna be okay. Now, will we make it through it? Yes. But I got a feeling it's gonna be very painful. But we will get through it. And now we're gonna move on. Wait, y'all had something to say before I move on to this TikTok thing?
Yeah, I don't blame her. Go ahead.
Yeah, because the shit is not gonna be okay. I mean, because now unemployment rate is low. But now they talking about banning TikTok. And I'm sure everybody in this damn chat know TikTok. A lot of people make their living off TikTok. We also know that TikTok is in competition with Facebook, Google, and all these companies. And it seems like they might be trying to knock out competition. Now, some people, but they going under this notion that it's a threat to national security. If it was such a threat, just in my opinion, you could speed up the process and that shit would have been should have been shut down. But I think now they're using that because, I thought about this all last night. And I understand people say it's a national security. Yes. But so as people, the companies we got in the United States sell our information. They sell our information. And then the crazy part with TikTok, the ban is going down, but then they're saying that Elon Musk was planning on buying it. And then they came out and said that was false. The people from China. Of course, they ain't going to tell you everything that's going on. And I sort of think something's going on, Sherelle. What you think, like, with this whole TikTok thing? I mean,
So
on the surface. I mean, what do you think about it?
So TikTok is supposed to be a national threat to our national security. So they have a backup. The Chinese have another app that they called Red. I can't remember. But when I went over there and looked at it, they were talking to the American people. They were saying that you guys are brainwashed. So have you ever seen another country and they don't know no better because their leader is lying to them? Right. Well, United States is no exception. They lie to us all the time. Propaganda is put in every commercial and television and newspaper that you see. So they were saying this is about money. This is not about being a national security threat. It made me look at them a little different. I was like, damn. Number one, we get lied to all the time. Every commoner gets lied to by their government. And it also showed me, because they brainwash it. They tell us over and over again, you're in the best country ever. This is the best country. No, everybody wants to be us. I didn't know till I was watching that not every country wants to be with us. And they think it's a joke that we nominated a felon as the president. They think we're dumb. It's a joke. So maybe it is about money, because I don't know enough about it to say that the Chinese people are lying. Maybe it is about money.
Well, yeah, I mean, same thing in Russia. Like, it's people in Russia that get information fed in, and they be like, damn, they believe it, and they know they're held into some messed up stuff. You know, that they're just been held. Thanks, Victoria. Like, let's keep it real. Now, we walk around and think we know everything that's going on. They don't tell us a lot of shit that's going on, and will lie to us. And when I say that, Republicans, Democrats, all of them, our government will lie. So, what is the truth, really? Is it that it's a national security risk, or is it that one of the billionaires in the group want to knock out competition?
Oh, that would be Mr. Musk, right?
Right, and you got Musk, but then you got Facebook guy,
Mark Zuckerberg,
right? Meeting up with Trump, having all these meetings. They giving a lot of money to his inauguration.
Yeah.
And then they gonna make a movie, a documentary, paying them $40 million. So what I'm thinking is, on the outside, we think we know the truth, and we can't necessarily believe that it's a national threat. Because if it was, why ain't they been shut it down? If it's such a big threat.
Yeah.
But now you get all these people that count on this. What if somebody came in and said, hey, you know what? I know you've been working here for X amount of years, but we shutting this place down on the 19th.
Yeah.
It'll put anybody in the jam.
Yeah.
But however, I do know companies go down every day. So it still happened to people. But I think this one is sort of hard for me to really understand. If it was so bad, why ain't they been shut it down? I do get it. People will say, well, China got a different version than ours. Well, okay. But if it was such a big threat, why ain't you been shut it down? And this place, you know, I mean, for a lot of people in the United States, it has made a lot of money for people. Because Oxford economics report, right, that the SMBs used TikTok contributed $24.2 billion to our economy in 2023. That's a lot of money. Now, I would hate to think that we just want to go over there and take their product and then make it ours. But I don't think, I mean, because that shit is based off their
livelihood.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, I'm just looking at it like, that's a lot of money. And I think somebody either want to conquer the world or own all this bullshit, right? And if
you mean the real President Elon Musk?
Right. Because, I mean, look at here. Like, and this is what I'm thinking about too, right? Like, say if you in Congress or you're a senator and all that stuff, right? And you actually thought this was a security risk. Would you have an account with TikTok? You got Cory Booker got an account, Sherrod Brown got an account, Bob Casey got an account on TikTok, John Fetterman, Kristen Gillibrand, Edward Markey.
I see what you're saying. So it's propaganda. You use TikTok yourself, government, but now it's a security risk. This either has it wouldn't put it past me. I don't know the whole story, but I wouldn't be shocked if Elon Musk was involved in this, somehow getting rid of the competition. It just wouldn't shock me. But in the meantime, I have friends that make a living off of TikTok, and it's just sad to see, them. With their.
Let's hear from Elon Musk, right? Now, he did this little interview where they was talking about banning TikTok. He come on and said he don't agree with banning anything, even though he know it would help his company because it'd be less competition. But no, I'm a nice guy. I'm not about that. But they about ready to ban it. Now, listen to this clip.
I have a strong opinion on TikTok.
So you have an opinion on whether it should be banned or not?
You know, I'm generally against banning things. So I would probably not be in favor. I mean, it would help Twitter, I suppose, if TikTok was banned, because then people would spend more time.
He said he suppose.
He just said it. He just said what
you know
the
it would
goal
help.
is.
You know it would help.
Twitter and less time on TikTok. But even though that would be even if it would help Twitter, I would be generally against banning of things.
So I guess my father's right. Everything is about money.
Yeah, it's all about money.
It's all
Money
about
and power.
money.
Hey, Bungie. She said his friends will force TikTok to sell and they will offer to buy it. Scams. Propaganda. Elon is a racist tool who lies. Yeah, I agree, Bungie.
This is about money.
That's what I'm wondering too, if it's, simply about money. Because when you get all these high-tech people running down there, first Facebook banned Trump because of all his lies, and then now they're getting rid of fact-checking and unsuspending his ass. Now, what? Because he's president, everybody's jocking. These billionaires we're talking about, and they act like that's not enough money for them. It's the greed of it all. It's the greed of it all. And at the end of the day, it's a lot of people that suffer from it. And here's a TikToker that's talking about this band. Did you have something to say, Sherelle or Johnny, before I play this clip?
Go ahead.
Denied its emergency appeal.
That is sort of incorrect. They were denied their bid to delay the ban, not the appeal with the Supreme Court. Shocker, less than 1% of those get approved. No, this is not the same thing as the Supreme Court denying the case entirely. Yes, because of this, it's probably going to get banned, at least temporarily, regardless. And also, what happens next? What's the decision? Where are we all going? What are we doing? Well, let's talk about it. Because a lot of your favorite creators are still pushing this rhetoric that TikTok keeps feeding us, where it's like, be optimistic, we have a plan, it's going to work. Whilst there is a plan C that's even less likely, this bid to delay was their plan B that they were so optimistic about. So for starters, there's about a 99% chance that this ban is happening now, and I will walk you through the process and what their plan is on that. As someone who is mutuals and works with most of your favorite other news creators on this app as well, we have all gotten together and decided that whilst we are available everywhere, and yes, we need you to continue to stick with us because this is a really important time to speak up and continue to organize, now more than ever perhaps. Happening is very scary. Most of us have agreed that primarily we will be moving here because this is the only other place that monetizes most of us, which obviously is what allows us to spend so many hours a day doing this for you. It's one of our main jobs for a lot of us. So we're going to need that number to hit like 100,000, unfortunately, to make up for the losses of losing this platform. But here's what's going on, what their plan B was, what's happened, and what I believe their plan C is that they keep being blindly optimistic about that I think is way less likely than the plan B even was. We recall back in April, this originally was all signed off on, right? And then recently, a few weeks ago, a court approved it again. Then TikTok did or are actively doing two things. They filed an emergency appeal to bring this to the Supreme Court to beg them to hear the case again. Because that deadline for the ban, January 19th, is coming up so rapidly, they also filed for a delay to extend that deadline and allow the U.S. Supreme Court to properly see this case before it goes into effect. TikTok was strangely optimistic about the bid to delay and told everyone to hold out hope, even though, as we talked about here, there was less than like a 1% chance of them actually extending it. And we found out today they denied it. And sadly, that should have been a shock to absolutely no one. So what are they doing next? Well, they're still filing to have the Supreme Court look at the case. But there's two major issues with that. One, there's not enough time for them to properly look over it before the ban. So regardless, I do think it's going into effect. And secondly, perhaps the even larger issue is that the Supreme Court is not required to look at any case that you ask them to. They get to pick and choose. And for some reason right now, the internals at TikTok are weirdly optimistic that the Supreme Court will uphold free speech and they will do right by the American people, which is why they're telling everyone to remain so optimistic. You're telling me that you have faith in the same Supreme Court that for like the last 2 years have been giving the worst rulings and rolling back all progress? Personally, I think they look at this come across their table and they laugh at it. And even if they do take it, they probably still don't end up ruling in favor. But there is a plan D, which is even further of a long shot, and that is that Don the Orange Nightmare spent so much time campaigning and saying that he was going to try and step in here and save this. Suddenly, he's gone quiet now. Shocker? I think not.
So basically, she's saying, too, that he came out, oh, yeah, I'm going to save it so he can get all the young people that want TikTok to stay around to vote for him. So he basically played them like he played the MAGA people.
Did she just call him? Did she just call him Don the Orange Magnet?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yelling that he was just saying that to get the youth attention. Because, well, yes, he could step in here after he's in power and do something magical to bring it back after it has already been banned. I think there's a reason that Elon Musk and Mark Zuck have been zuckling up to him so hard, and even Meta has been donating. Yeah, I think that they're cooking up something else here, and I don't think it's going to have anything to do with this platform. Which is actually even scarier if you think about it. So please, for the love of God, remember, most of us are going to...
So, look. That would make me wonder too, is it a bigger plan? You know, are these people, like these billionaires are coming together to get richer?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And you notice all this stuff going on, ain't nobody told you how much the price of eggs gonna go down by June or July. They ain't talking about energy prices. They ain't talking about shit. But it's positioning all these billionaires to purchase all these other companies, say TikTok or whatnot. And if they can't purchase it, we'll just ban it, right? Mm-hmm. So now, if you're in America, you're forced to use their products. So either way, they either want to take it over or ban it. Now,
where's your thoughts, Pop? They're pushing out the competition. It's about money.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about money and power. You know, money and then you get the power. You know, it's always been like that. But you had some gangsters in there, you know, all the time, but you never had a whole party of gangsters.
Yeah.
You know, the Republican now is more gangsters than regular people.
Yeah.
Than regular politicians. But the people that sitting around thinking they're going to do right, it's not going to happen. They're going to be, the ones that voted for them going to see they're going to be worse off than they ever been, and ain't nobody going to care.
That's right. I vowed not to care. I'm not going to care when the people that voted for him have buyer's remorse and now they want to give him back. No, that's your president. You picked him. So, you know, enjoy not having Twitter. Okay. Because y'all picked him.
They're going to get awful. I just believe it. You know, I can't read minds or see in the future, but I do have common sense that the police going to start riding down on people worse than they doing. Because now they got somebody backing. So Trump figured he's proved it time and time again, if they stop you in black and you're black, they can do whatever they want to do. Right. You know, they need to kill them, beat their butts or whatever. So the police stuff gonna get real bad. People gonna get real hungry for money because everything going sky high. You know, they're saying the chickens is laying bad eggs. Now the chickens, they're killing them, you know, because I forget the name of the stuff they got. It was on the news last night. And so eggs is going up. So everything gonna be sky high because they don't care about putting antibiotics in our food. Mm-hmm. You know, so them chickens, they'll resell them. They're killing them right now, but they ain't gonna be killing them pretty soon. Shoot them up with some antibiotics and sell them right on to you. I mean, it's fitting to be a mess, you know. And the ones people figure they voted for me to do right, but they don't work like that. Gangsters don't work like that. You know, all gangsters know is to take over. And if you don't do what I say, get rid of you. And that's the way they do it, you know. So people going to be so sorry.
Al Capone has become president. This is a mess.
It's some shit, ain't it? It's crazy.
He worse than Capone because he running the whole country.
He's worse than Al Capone.
Yeah, because Al Capone was running Chicago.
Yeah,
that's it. But he running the world, the whole United States of America.
Yeah.
You know. So it's gonna be worse than that. You know. But I just feel sorry for the people that have faith in him, but maybe that's what they get.
That's what they get.
They knew what he was going to do outside the world. He could be a citizen to see what went on for how he talked, how he acted, and how he did last time. And you vote him back in? It's crazy, man.
I know. I mean,
that's what they
after
did.
January 6th and you vote for him anyway, something's wrong with you.
Well,
but I hope Elon Musk is okay with YouTube. I might as well get an X account and start going over there because one day we're going to wake up and YouTube might be gone too. You can't trust them. You can't.
I don't think so. They don't get rid of YouTube. As long as they're making money.
You never know. You never know. I'm just saying, like, there's going to be a lot of things that happen these next 4 years that we would have never imagined.
Yeah. That's true.
So,
yeah, because he'll do anything to keep from, I would start a war to keep from having to leave office. He'll do whatever it takes.
I swear, I mean, I stand by this. I feel that he wants to put Hegseth in office to be the DOD because he wants to use the military because he does not plan on leaving in 4 years. That's my prediction. You guys might not agree, but I just have a strong feeling. He wants to be a dictator, period.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that might save us is that he's old.
Pop, don't say it. Pop, don't say it.
He drinks a lot.
Pop, stop. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Eat all them steaks raw.
Stop. Y'all stop. But you're not the only one saying that. I've heard people say, I would never say this because it's bad, that they hope he dies in office. That's horrible. Don't say it. Please don't say it.
Nobody's hoping it, but the man is old.
Well, like, yeah. Because remember how they were saying that Biden was too old to be president?
I just can't say that.
And only like, no, I'm saying the Republicans then said Biden was too old.
Yeah, like a walking dead.
You're getting too old. But, and they're only like 2 years apart. But what Trump's saying that
he's going up right now.
Who?
Trump.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I mean, it's really bad if it's true and he get the word depends.
Okay, I'm done. Just stop. Y'all need to stop. Okay, now y'all just cutting up.
I don't know. I'm just saying. But
I see I see you laughing. You're cutting up.
We might get lucky with this, right? Like, say some of the younger Republicans figure, well, this is last term, and they want to make their mark. But then they so much like really bad cowards that they might not never make a stand, right? So maybe our only luck would be the upper room.
I can't.
Maybe that's the only way out, I guess.
I mean, he's old, so you don't know.
Yeah.
But, he's not no young man.
And, yeah.
So you never know. But I don't think he's going to do too much for the people.
Oh, no, he ain't doing shit for the people.
But
the only people he's focusing on are those billionaires that's on his cabinet and Elon Musk.
So that's why they keep us pay just so much. Not enough to really get ahead. Because then it divides people. You know what I'm saying? The upper middle, they got a little money coming in. Well, they like a Trump. Figure they can get more. The regular workers that, working every day and their check is just taking so many taxes, well, they ain't satisfied. But the upper middle is right in there with them. They use stuff to keep from paying taxes. Little poor guy that work 8-hour shifts and 40 hours a week, well, they ain't working. They'll take the taxes from him before he even get the check.
Yeah.
Ain't no filling out tax at the end of the year because you can fill it out, but they already done took what they want. And if you made too much, they'll take some more.
Then if TikTok get banned and all, because look, $24 billion to our economy in 2023, that shit will be missed.
No, because they don't let it stay. They might ban overseas people from owning it, but you'll see they're gonna pick TikTok right back up.
They're gonna sell it. And Elon's going to be a part of it. You'll see. They're going to
it ain't
sell
going nowhere.
It's not going nowhere.
It is switching owners.
Because they tried to do TikTok compete with the YouTube Shorts, and for some reason, it just wasn't happening. It just wasn't happening. So TikTok is a unique app, and they like it, and they want it for United States.
If they brought it and didn't have the same algorithm, it's not going to work, though. Because that what makes it so powerful is the algorithm they got. Well, that's what I'm thinking, but hell, we'll see. We'll see. But I'm just saying that I think in between until they sell it, not sell it, it's putting a lot of people in financial hardship. Yeah. If you get a check this month, don't get one next month. You know what I'm saying? Like it just jammed things up.
Well, I'm gonna drop Perry because I got
okay. All right, Sherelle.
Yeah. See you guys later. Thanks for listening.
Okay.
Bye.
Yeah, bye. So, and then we're going to wrap it up too, Pops. You got anything you say? Because I'm going to give a closing thing and we're going to be out of here.
Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, you good. Hey, look, everybody. After this video, let me know what you guys think about Freaky Pete. Now, I'm pretty sure they're going to go ahead and confirm them, the Republicans, the cowards. What do you guys think? Do you think they're going to let the freak get the job? Will they confirm them? Let me know if you're proud of Michelle for saying fuck off. I ain't going to that inauguration. Let me know in the comments below. And let me know with the TikTok. Do you think they're going to sell a TikTok? What do you think going to happen with TikTok? And at the end of the day, that's about it. But prayers out to LA for all the victims in the LA fires. And I want to thank everybody for coming. Please give a video a like if you like it. It's free. Until next time, we'll see you guys later.
See you later, Perry.
All right.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks.